So I've cut down all the biggest of the weeds, just gone round with a pair of shears, nothing too fancy, just so that the cardboard will lay a bit flatter. That's all. I'll probably lap the cardboard up the first 6 inches of the fence as well, just to stop weeds coming in through the fence. Cardboard's getting nice and wet now in the rain. I've also been pouring water over it and found actually that if I kind of stamp on it a bit, you know, it kind of helps the water soak in. You really want this cardboard to be quite soaking wet, because else it will just act as a reservoir for water. Your water beds will become a bit waterlogged. You want the water to be able to get through the cardboard ultimately, but you don't want the weeds to come up through. So, you know, you want a good covering, no gaps for the weeds to come up through. You want good overlaps, and then but you want the water to be able to drain. So ultimately this cardboard will break down completely and just become mulch. It will get eaten by worms, taken down into the soil. By the time that's done, by the time that's process is started and finished, most of the annual and perennial weeds that are in the plot should have died off. And we're always going to have a few weeds. Weeds will blow in on the wind and that sort of stuff, and they will get through the cardboard ultimately, but this is going to cut the weeding down by 90%. So and as the weeds come through, because they're not big perennial weeds, they tend to be like, you can see a few weeds coming in here now. You see, like these, they're easy to pick out. You can just pick them out with your fingers and throw them away. The weeding tends to be very, very easy as opposed to back-breaking work. So I'm now going to carry on soaking the cardboard and get the cardboard in. Right, cardboard's in place. It's not totally soaked through yet. Both sides are very wet, but when you pull apart the top layer like that, it's still dry inside. So I'm going to leave it for a couple of hours out in the rain. I've got to go and gather the next part of the bed, which is going to be a load of nettles that we're clearing out of a friend's chicken run. They've got a massive chicken run. They've got lots of nettles growing. We're clearing that so the new chicks can go out. And so we're going to lay a 3-4 inch layer of nettles right throughout this bed. And then we will go on to the next stage, which will be manure, of which we have tens of tons of at our disposal, so it shouldn't be a problem to put this in here. Done the same thing with these beds a couple of weeks ago, apart from the fact we were in a hurry, we didn't put the cardboard down, so I expect a lot more weeds in these beds throughout the month. So, but if we can keep on top of it, I try and get down here every day. As soon as I see a weed poking its little head out, I try to pull it out. You know, here's something here growing up through, don't know what that is. Easy to pull them out, dispose of them. You can see there are lots of little weeds coming up through, but it's a little thing I do daily. I just come in and I prick them out, and hopefully we can keep on top of it. But these I expect to have a lot more weeds because we didn't do the cardboard thing. We were in a hurry just to get some. We had a load of stuff ready to go in the ground. In here we got sweet corn and beans growing in the same bed. I think these are Jules planted these, so I think these are beetroot, and I'm not sure what these are yet. I'll tell you later. I'll ask her what they are. So next time, hopefully, we should be putting a load of nettles in this bed. Okay. Total cost for the bed so far, wet feet. Right, it's going to be a slight change of plan to what I thought I was going to do, because having a look at all the nettles that we've cut down in the chicken run, it looks like they've mainly gone to seed. Now I don't know enough about nettles, and this is the first bed I've ever done like this with the cardboard and everything, and the last thing I want to do is to fill the bed with nettle seeds. Now I want to get these done today, so I haven't really got time to go and research it and look into it. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments to this video or on the various forums I will post it upon, whether or not I'm worrying about nothing, but I do think I don't feel comfortable putting the nettles in at this point. So we're going to skip the nettles, going to go straight to the manure. Going to put manure in on top of this cardboard. I might soak it a bit more because it's bloody stopped raining now, isn't it? And I was expecting it to rain all afternoon and get the cardboard nicely soaked, but there's still bits of it that are a bit dry, so I'll soak it. Also noticed on some of the cardboard that there is some tape. As you can see, the bright stripes there, that's plastic tape, which should come off quite easily from the damp cardboard, so we can get rid of those. So we don't want any plastic in here. I'm not too worried about the staples, to be honest, but we can get the plastic out. The staples are going to be deep down in the bed, and I can't be asked to go around and take every staple out. But we get most of the plastic off. I'm going to give the bed a bit more of a soak, and then we're going to start putting manure in. We've got lots of manure. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Just going to get my jacket off, get the wheelbarrow and my fork, and go and get some manure. Back soon. Here we have several tons of nicely rotted black manure, which has been kindly donated. This is for the local farmer. He's got more. He's got this much again if we want it. He just comes up in his lorry. There's probably about 10 lorry loads here. It's just absolute tons of it, you know, more than I could use in 10 years probably. So everybody here at the allotments are allowed to use as much of this as they like, absolutely free, which is a fantastic resource. May as well use it. So we're going to use it in our no-dig beds. So I've got to get shoveling shite for the afternoon, so I shall be back shortly. Right, we've got all the manure in the beds. I've given it a really good soaking, so it's very wet. It's like a big sponge that will hold on to that water. So hopefully if we ever have dry weather again this year, I shouldn't have to worry too much about having to get here and water every day, because these beds with all this organic matter and stuff is just going to hold on to that water, and it won't drain away as quickly because of the cardboard underneath as well. That's going to hold on to some of the water, so I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about watering. So the next stage now is to give this just a covering of multi-purpose compost, rake it all out, give it a good watering, and then I'll leave it until tomorrow. My wife will come here tomorrow and she'll be planting out. So the next stage of this is just to put some compost on the top, so I shall show you that in a second. Right, so there's the finished bed. Got a top dressing of multi-purpose compost. I could probably have done with an extra bag, to be honest. It is a little bit on the thin side. I think my wife will probably go and get another couple of 60-litre bags. They're only about £3 down the road. Ideally, we'd like to use our own compost, but we haven't got. We used last year's compost on the other allotment as a top dressing, so I've run out of compost of my own. But we're going to start a proper compost heap here at this allotment. Got a couple of bins over there that we inherited from the previous guy. Obviously going to need a lot more compost than we can produce in those two bins, so probably that corner there I will devote to compost bins. Another thing we inherited from the previous owner is this little blueberry, which is producing some nice, really lovely blueberries. So I'm going to enjoy a few blueberries, and now I'm going to walk home, and I shall put this video up on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Cheers.